Aloha everyone, Mitchell Ornelas for another Indigenous Minded YouTube journal video. Um, so this is number 44 coming at you, still on obstetrics. Let's see, last week, I left off working the weekend last weekend where I had a call shift and I had covered a Kaiser shift. And then last week I had, I think I was on backup one day. I had postpartum rounding, had call one day, and the one day that I did have call, when I came in, it was a precipitous labor that my night resident ended up getting, and then I ended up getting one delivery. There was potentially 4 that it could have happened, but one ended up being an arrest of labor. It was a tough situation with one of the patients. I think in those situations it reminds me of just being open and understanding people's different desires with pregnancy, and we don't always get the things that we really wanted, and we're really hoping this whole pregnancy. Like this patient, she really wanted to go natural. She didn't want epidural, but the pain was so unbearable for her, and it was a tough situation. It was tough to talk to this patient because they're a little bit rude during those times, but it makes sense when you're having so much pain. And for me, I think it's just understanding how to be patient and letting those things kind of happen, take its course. And I think eventually when she got the epidural, she was in a better situation, but unfortunately I think her pelvis wasn't really going to work for a vaginal delivery, so it ended up happening during the night shift when I left, but she ended up having to get a C-section. But I think everything turned out well, and I actually got to see her one of my postpartum days within I think the next day or the day after, the day after. And then ended up getting one, and then there might have been, I think there was another one. Oh, there's another one that happened so quick that I actually ended up missing. It was during sign out too. And it was kind of unfortunate because I met the patient, but I was in another room working with this patient that I just mentioned. And it's just sometimes that happens, and it's kind of unfortunate. The nurse didn't necessarily know that I was coming on because I didn't get to talk to her yet. And it was just kind of one of those situations where it can happen, but it turned out well. I mean, the attending was there, but it's dang, I missed the delivery, And then I had a backup shift. I didn't end up getting called in. Had some more postpartum rounding. Had clinic one day. I was supposed to have clinic another day, but it turned out we didn't have preceptors available, so I didn't have clinic one afternoon. But I had clinic, telehealth. I think for me is just trying my best to be, trying to get to that next level as far as senior level, and being able to work with, our EMR and updating it as best I can, and updating problem lists, I think are the next level steps that I'm trying to do. Even if we have patients that are no-shows, and I think my preceptor was really trying to get that to me, and working we had an ED follow-up or hospital discharge follow-up for a patient that was pretty sick, had ended up needing dialysis, had an end-STEMI, basically had a heart attack, and they didn't answer their phone, so we didn't really have a follow-up. But teaching for me was to really just update the problem list and to reflect what happened in the hospital, even though they were no-show. And those are the things that I want to be able to do and kind of take to the next level, doing a little extra step. And that's what I'm trying to learn. And then this past weekend I had my golden weekend, and I have clinic a little bit later today for Monday. Things are kind of improving in general with, I think, as far as the state and the West Coast, I feel like in general, and in Hawaii too. I think we're starting to get to that over the curve or flattening of the curve, and we're hoping there's no bounce back, no recession or receding. But I think overall, our efforts have been doing pretty well with social distancing and wearing masks and whatnot. So I think those are great things. I'm hoping to hear continued updates, and hopefully things continue to turn out well, and hopefully the incidents and the deaths continue to go down. We continue to stay healthy and stay safe. But we'll kind of continue to watch that, see how things go. Things are still a bit difficult for sure in a lot of other big cities, so trying to be cognizant of that. And hoping this week goes well. I have clinic this afternoon, and I have a call shift tomorrow. Then I actually go on to nights Wednesday through Saturday, and then I end up having a random night and a few nights after that. But like a random night shift after these string of nights this week, but kind of splits it up, you know, get a post-call day, so getting through it. We're almost halfway through this block already, which seems kind of crazy to think, because I mean, we're definitely a third of the way through, because it's this whole month of April, and it's already like the 13th, so it's interesting to think. But with all these things, you know, with the updates with this pandemic changing, it'll be interesting to see what my situation will be for surgery, which is my next block. And then the other cool thing is I have vacation coming up in less than a month from now during surgery. So all those things I think about and trying to hopefully at some point, you know, maybe during that point next month we'll be able to travel, but maybe not. We'll see. And either way, just enjoying that time best we can. And yeah, so that's pretty much, I think, kind of updates. So was there anything else? Yeah, some people in my family are getting sick and getting tested, and fortunately tests are coming back negative for like coronavirus. I was thankful for that. Had Easter, you know, happy Easter. I was able to join an online church service, so that was great. Great feeling. But yeah, I think those are kind of the big things. I don't think there's anything else. Yeah, it's just going to be nice to be able to start planning things and look forward, and you know, personally with my family and my significant other, trying to work things out, and hopefully soon we can start actually planning for things and be able to look forward to things. And it feels like we are, at least on the West Coast, it feels like things are kind of turning the corner, so hopefully that continues. All right, keep it indigenous minded, keep it mission minded. All right, aloha. Put the mask back on.